Okay, so today I am bringing you a really quick little power scrap. I'd printed a heap of photos the other day, which was on, what day did I do that? Well, it's today that I did it, which is Tuesday. But I decided I really wanted to scrap these two photos, just off the cuff, just for some reason, I just had a bee in my bonnet. Now, I wanted to use some mixed media because I've been on a real kick with it lately, and I'm loving finding new techniques and different things to do with it. But I had some scraps. I wanted to use up some scraps, but I didn't want to do a full mixed media page like I have been. But obviously, I wanted to bring a little bit in. So I went to my 49th and Market Spectrum Sherbet few pieces that I have left. I think I only have like two main sheets left. So what I decided to do is I wanted to go in a dark, moody, broody sort of direction. Instead of normally what I would do, as we all know, I like to brighten things up. So I will go bright or I'll go whatever. This particular page, I wanted to pay homage to, down the bottom there, you can see it's a blue-grey. What I wanted to do is draw out the blue-grey. So I ended up using my two oxides. I used iced spruce and speckled egg. Now, not because the page needed more colour, but just to deepen it, darken it, make it a little bit more broody. Because the photos that I am scrapbooking are of my two children. Oh, FYI, did you see what I just did? I was flicking. Okay, so I have done no prep work on this paper at all, but see how I'm just putting little water droplets on it? I don't think I've ever done this on this paper, but normally your ink, your distress oxides, they're water soluble and they're water reactive. So if you sprinkle some water on it, it dilutes and you can remove a bit of the ink. Okay. The water just absorbed straight in, and I didn't get the two-tone thing that I was looking for. It just didn't work. I don't know if it's the paper. I mean, it's a thicker cardstock. It's not a thin paper. But yeah, I just wasn't getting the result I was after. So this sort of threw me on a curveball because I'm on a power scrap. What's the definition of a power scrap? Well, it means you just make a decision on the fly and you get it on the paper. That's what you do. And it just wasn't working. So then I did something with my Posca pens that I never do, which is shake it up and get a bit of the paint out and flick it, which I don't normally do that, but because it was a power scrap, I was looking for a quick option and it was right in front of me. So I grabbed my black pen, my black Posca pen, my bullet tip, and that's what I did. It worked. But I didn't want to waste that black ink that was on. I ended up coming back over it anyway because it didn't really do what I wanted it to do. For some reason, this paper was not reacting the way, or this cardstock was not reacting the way I would normally expect it to. Now, I am cutting this all wonky donkey for a reason. Normally, and I was going to cut it perfectly straight, but you know what? I thought, nah, I'm not feeling that today. I want these photos to be as wonky and as crazy as the children were in the photo. Now, that's how I had envisaged putting these two photos together, like that. But see the problem? It's completely covering the colour. Totally. I wanted moody, but not to take away all the colour completely. So, this is what I did. I cut my title out before I started, and I did create an offset, which is a 0.83 offset, which is my go-to if you have a Cricut or even any sort of electronic cutting machine. I used the offset function, and I did not write down what font I used. I apologize. I'm really sorry about that. Now, see what I'm doing here? I think I hold it up. It'll be quick though because I'm in fast forward. Zoomy zoom. Okay, so that is American Crafts white textured cardstock. The reason I just swiped the speckled egg across it is because it has a linen effect. Like it looks kind of like linen when you wipe it across like that. And my kids are in bed, so that sort of went down that path. And by me wiping don't adjust your television. Trust me, I know it's upside down. It was annoying me too, but this is what I did. I cut it out on the same sheet. So I put one 12 by 12 on there and I cut the words, and then I took the mat out, I spun it around and did the offset. Because I knew something that I've been doing a little bit lately is doing a black offset with coloured letters or something like that. I didn't really want to do that. I didn't want to go too dark. Now, I do end up going around and doing a little bit of a drop shadow. It's not a true drop shadow. It's more just to highlight the letters in the front. If you have a look in my Facebook group, I have taken more photos because I did do it properly. After I finished this, I was actually on my way to work. This is so bad. Okay, this is how scrapbook obsessive I am. This morning I did at the moment I'm voiceovering this at 7:51 p.m. Okay, now what I actually did was I did my first layout this morning and it all went according to plan, exactly as I wanted it to. Not a problem. Done. And then I decided to do this one, which this one will go up after. This will be up probably Thursday, Australian time. And that being said, I just had I wanted to get another page done. I know I've got medical appointments and stuff for my daughter later in the week. So I knew I needed to get some done and ready in the bank, ready to go. And I wanted to get this page done. Well, talk about go down a rabbit hole. I had to print some more photos because I was down to my dregs and I wasn't feeling inspired by the photos. I hate having the photo dictate what papers or what mood I'm in. I always like to have a stack of photos ranging from little my younger children okay, obviously my children are the three ages that they are, but when my children were younger, I like to print some of those off. I like to print off some of maybe my dad, my husband, myself. So it just, whatever the mood is on that day, when I come in to my craft room, I can literally sit down and I can start scrapping. And it doesn't matter if I'm in a mixed media mood or if I just want to pull out one of the collections. Here's a little trick, by the way. So I got my, squirrel moment. I'm just using the template there where I've peeled it off. I use that as a template to sort of guide where, if I put my photos down first, because I actually am putting the title over the edge of each photo. That's how I'm joining it together on the diagonal, so it flows. So that's what I'm doing there. Now, what was I talking about? Squirrel. I was going down. Yes, so I wanted to get my second thing I done, and I was pushing myself, and I went to get photos printed on my printer because I use an Epson. What did I call it? It's a Epson Stylus photo printer, and it's an XP 8600. And wow, that took some brain power. Gee whiz. And so I went into the room and I started to print photos, and I got half of a page done. Had to put some more ink in. Not a problem. Put some more ink in. Then my app wouldn't work. And then I was having to say I was getting frustrated. That's the polite way of saying it. Anybody that knows me personally knows I would never get frustrated. Thankfully, my husband was home, and I say thankfully, not for the reason he was home. Those who are asking, his back is not really improving, but we will just wait and see. Gotta love water skiing when you're younger, the things you do in your youth. If you're young, seriously, think about what your body is enduring now that you may not want to deal with when you're older. So maybe tomorrow he may go to work. Maybe. We'll see. So here I am going to town with my Posca pen, my Posca paint pen. This is my bullet tip. And see, I end up going around the edge of it anyway because it wasn't enough of a border for me. It was a little bit, it was a bit of a messy sort of border. And I had to leave it because I have learnt from one of my subscribers, wait for your Distress Oxides to dry before using your Posca pen on them so that you don't kill your Posca paint pen. So I have listened. Now, as you can see, these two photos are of my darling children who I adore. But in winter in Queensland, it's hard to get them motivated to get out of bed. So guess what I do? I have 4 dogs. I grab the 2 youngest ones and I say, rightio, let's go. Let's get them out of bed. And I open their door and bang. They get 2 dogs on them until they sit up and they get out of bed. It's actually really, really cute. So here I am just drawing in a little bit of I did it. Look, I never do it perfectly. I know some people have asked me how to do it. And the only thing I can actually say to you is initially when I started this, I was doing my light source was coming from the right. And then for some bizarro reason, I changed my light source coming from the top left-hand corner. Don't shoot the messenger. I was in a rush. I was trying to do this because I had to go to work. And look, it looks good in the end. Is it perfect? No. Am I going to win awards for it? No. But hey, we don't need perfection. You know, sometimes we just have to craft and get it out there and see what happens. See if we like it. You know, it's going in your scrapbook. It's your story. Sometimes we strive too hard for perfection over enjoying. And, you know, it's as much about enjoying the process as it is not stressing about the small stuff. You know, so if you want to see the close-ups of the words, etc., in the description below, you will find a link to my Facebook group where you are more than welcome to share, copy, scrap lift, whatever you see there, parts thereof, whatever you like, go for it. As long as everyone is polite, I'm a happy camper. Now, I am going to do a quick spiel. Please like and subscribe. It helps my channel get out there. And I will chat to you again real soon, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. And I will be back with another video because I already have another idea in my head. Oh, I tell you what, it just keeps popping up. There we go. Thanks, guys.